Vermithor arrives at Tumbleton, the Bronze Fury's most terrifying scene explained. Spoiler warning. This video contains spoilers for House of the Dragon Season 3 and discusses events from Fire and Blood. When fans think about the most terrifying dragons in House of the Dragon, names like Vhagar and Caraxes usually dominate the conversation. But there's another dragon that even seasoned warriors fear. A dragon so powerful that his arrival alone can change the outcome of an entire battle. That dragon is Vermithor. Known as the Bronze Fury, Vermithor is one of the largest and most battle-tested dragons ever to live. And when he finally reaches Tumbleton, the war enters an entirely new and far more dangerous phase. So why is Vermithor's arrival at Tumbleton such a defining moment? Let's break it down. Vermithor wasn't an ordinary dragon. Long before the Dance of the Dragons, he was ridden by King Jaehaerys I Targaryen, the legendary ruler known as the Old King. Jaehaerys ruled Westeros for decades during one of the kingdom's most peaceful and prosperous eras. Throughout that time, Vermithor grew into an enormous dragon, gaining both size and experience. By the time of the Civil War, only Vhagar was generally considered larger. That alone tells you how frightening Vermithor had become. He wasn't just massive. He was a veteran of an earlier generation, a creature that had survived for decades and carried the strength of countless battles. After Jaehaerys' death, Vermithor remained riderless for years. Few dared approach him. Even among dragon seeds, claiming Vermithor meant risking instant death. Eventually, he accepted a new rider, returning one of the most powerful dragons in Westeros to the skies. That single event dramatically altered the balance of power in the Dance of the Dragons. Now let's talk about Tumbleton. At first glance, Tumbleton seems like just another town in the Reach. But strategically, it's one of the most important locations in the war. Whoever controls Tumbleton gains a key route through the region, making it easier to move armies, supplies, and reinforcements. Because of that, both the Greens and the Blacks recognize its importance. What begins as a military campaign quickly becomes one of the conflict's most devastating confrontations. Then comes the moment everyone remembers. Vermithor appears. Imagine being a soldier on the ground. You've trained your entire life for battle. You can face swords. You can face cavalry. You can even prepare for enemy archers. But nothing prepares you for an ancient dragon descending from the sky. As Vermithor's enormous shadow passes overhead, panic spreads almost instantly. Men abandon their formations. Horses rear in terror. The noise of battle is drowned out by the thunder of massive wings. Before a single burst of dragonfire, fear has already begun winning the battle. This is what makes Vermithor so terrifying. His greatest weapon isn't just fire. It's psychological warfare. Entire armies can lose their discipline simply by seeing him. Unlike younger dragons that rely on speed and agility, Vermithor dominates through overwhelming power. Every wing beat reminds everyone below that they're facing one of the greatest creatures ever born. His nickname, the Bronze Fury, perfectly captures his nature. The name comes from his distinctive bronze-colored scales, which shimmer with golden and copper tones. When sunlight reflects from his armor-like hide, Vermithor looks almost unstoppable. Combined with his immense size and devastating flames, he becomes one of the most awe-inspiring sights in all of Westeros. Another reason Vermithor's arrival matters is what it represents. Until now, many battles had depended on strategy, alliances, and political maneuvering. But once dragons of Vermithor's caliber enter the battlefield, everything changes. Castles that once seemed impossible to conquer suddenly become vulnerable. Large armies can disappear within minutes. The rules of war are rewritten. For the soldiers fighting below, dragons aren't symbols of royal power. They're natural disasters. A tornado can destroy a town, an earthquake can level a city. A dragon like Vermithor can do both and do it intentionally. That's why commanders fear him even more than enemy armies. What's especially fascinating is that Vermithor isn't simply powerful because of his size. He's experienced. He has lived through generations of Targaryen history. That maturity makes him calmer, more disciplined, and incredibly effective in battle. He's not driven by panic or youthful aggression. He attacks with terrifying purpose. And that makes him even deadlier. As the Dance of the Dragons continues, Vermithor's presence raises the stakes for everyone involved. Every faction understands that controlling a dragon of this magnitude could decide the future of the Iron Throne. At the same time, every battle involving Vermithor carries enormous risks. When dragons fight dragons, no one truly wins. Entire towns burn, thousands die, and the Targaryen dynasty moves one step closer to destroying itself. Vermithor's arrival at Tumbleton isn't just another exciting dragon scene. It's a reminder of why the Dance of the Dragons became one of the darkest chapters in Westerosi history. The Bronze Fury doesn't simply appear. He transforms the battlefield. He changes the balance of power. And he reminds everyone that the greatest threat in this war isn't politics. It's Dragonfire. So, what do you think? Is Vermithor the most powerful dragon left in the Dance of the Dragons? Or does Vhagar still deserve that title? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more House of the Dragon explainers, dragon lore, hidden details, and battle breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.